Warning, the escapes depicted in this program are performed by professionals and may result in injury or death. Do not attempt this at home.
This is Iceland. This is fire and ice. Today, I'm gonna get tied up. The boat is gonna be lit with a fuse. If I'm not off within 2 minutes, this will be my Valhalla.
Escape artist Dean Gunnarson has been invited to Reykjavik, Iceland to do a daring escape and kick off a Viking tradition, the Midwinter Festival. It's a harsh landscape, forged out of volcanic action in the midst of the frigid North Atlantic. It's for only the toughest stock.
Hey guys.
Hey, how are you? Is it always this cold this time of year?
So what do you expect? This is Iceland.
Look at the country. I mean, it's just rugged. It made the Vikings tough. My plan for today is I want to take John's Viking sword that he made for this escape, and I want to baptize it. We're gonna stick it in the ice. I want to try and connect our Viking blood back home.
My grandmother's an Eriksson. My grandfather was a Gunnarson. We come from a line of Vikings. Here's a chance for me to make them proud.
We're making our quest. Which way's west? That way's home. Let's go.
Dean wants to plant his sword facing home, toward Canada.
It's just the white up. We're just gonna disappear into the sea.
It's crazy. I can barely see.
This way, Gary.
I think that looks great.
Okay, said Smindy.
The spot, man.
All right.
We brought this sword from Canada. We're gonna baptize it in ice.
Yeah.
From Canada to Iceland.
Yeah.
The land of the Vikings.
Right.
The idea for this escape began like all others for Dean, back home in Canada. Dean has performed escapes in Iceland before and has been invited back to do a Viking escape for the locals.
Dean is heading to Iceland, and he's going to be escaping from, I guess, what one would call a Viking funeral ship.
Time to work on the details.
Hey guys, what we're gonna do, we're gonna tie Mini Dean up to this boat. I got some of the explosives already on it. So I just want you to kind of get a feel of what's gonna happen.
We don't have a full-scale longboat, so what we do is we shrink it down to smaller proportions to actually get a feel of what it's gonna look like and keep it manageable all at the same time.
We're putting a guy on a flaming boat in the middle of the Atlantic. I mean, this is crazy.
They're gonna use every ounce of gunpowder that they have on that island, and we're gonna blow the shit out of this thing. One way or the other, we're gonna light the northern skies. Let's light this baby up.
It's cold, it's damp, it's miserable. This is exactly like Iceland, and it's gonna totally prepare us for when we get to Reykjavik.
I'm gonna be tied up onto this Viking longboat. It's gonna be loaded with explosives and soaked in gasoline.
Since he can't escape, you gotta pull me off at the last second to simulate me getting away.
Okay.
Fire in the hole.
I'm out.
Wind direction and speed can affect the way explosives behave. Dean wants to see a small-scale version of what might happen.
I'm gonna have to escape before the gasoline burns through the fuse and blows off all the explosives. I gotta make my ancestors proud.
The team was not expecting the explosives to ignite so quickly on such a calm day.
Dean lights the fuse, the whole thing suddenly starts bursting into flames, and all of a sudden, boom, the fireworks go off prematurely.
Whoa,
Ava
wow.
didn't have enough time to pull Mini Dean off. The whole thing went off way too fast.
I'm at the bottom of the sea.
Is this what you want?
You know, when Ava pulled up Mini Dean and I looked at him, I took one look at Dean, and man, it was a flood of emotions because I knew right then and there the danger involved in this thing. And I just hope that Dean's ready for this, because this is real.
This is why we do it. Preparation is the key to the escape.
It's impossible to rehearse this escape, but I wanted them to get a feel of the big picture.
I'm worried. I mean, everything just worries me.
All I could think about is I don't want to see Dean lying at the bottom of the Atlantic.
I saw their reaction. They flinched when that thing went off. They can't flinch when that happens for real. They have to be able to react coolly, calmly, and collectively in a crisis situation. In Iceland, it's going to be 10 times bigger.
The Viking funeral escape. Dean will be bound to the deck of a burning Viking ship. The fire reaches temperatures of over 800 degrees Celsius. That's about 4 times as hot as your oven. His restraints, 3-centimeter thick rope strong enough to withstand over 450 kilos of pressure. That's the weight of an average horse. If Dean manages to escape, he still must flee the ship, dodging timed explosives. Dean must dive into the water at a frigid 2 degrees Celsius. Any colder and it'll be solid ice. Best case scenario, Dean makes it to shore singed, wet, and cold. Worst case, the cold water sends Dean into cardiac arrest and he drowns. That is if the explosives don't blow him to bits. Next up, John, the master of metallurgy.
Hey, good morning, John. I need you to make me a sword that I can use to help me escape and slash my way out from a Viking longboat that's on fire, and it's got to make my Viking heritage proud.
No one's ever asked me to build a sword before, so I'm gonna have to do some research and I'm gonna have to improvise. Well, I know that they had a high quality steel that was way ahead of their time.
Well, if anybody can figure out, you can. Usually I got them building me different contraptions, cages, boxes, coffins. This time, I need him to actually help build me the tool that I'm gonna use to make my escape in Iceland. It needs to be light enough that I can use with one hand, and it needs to be sharp enough to hack through those ropes. And
Okay.
I want it to look pretty.
We'll see if we can make it first, and then I'll work on the pretty after.
This time, you're my key to escape. Without this sword, I won't be getting out.
Okay.
All right, thank you, John. Today's a perfect day for what it's going to be like in Iceland. I need to go into the icy water to prepare myself for my escape in Iceland. The only way for me to escape is to dive into that dark, cold, freezing North Atlantic water. You know, I know I've done a lot of crazy things, but this is going to test our Viking blood. You and Carrie get these blocks out of the ice. We're going in. Wow, it looks a lot better. Too bad I got to go in it. Ava, what's our temperature?
It's 0.
What I want to do is I want to put a pole across the center that can kind of stabilize me. I really need to try and stay in this icy cold water at least 60 seconds. John, as you know, you're going to be watching out for signs of hypothermia, but I want to try and stay in as long as I can. You're going to get the straps, will strap me around the waist. Okay. Ava, you're on the clock. John, you know what you need to do. Pull me out if I start to turn blue.
Ready to roll.
Good luck, man. You got this.
I really need to build my confidence. When I hit that freezing water, I want to know what I'm going to be hitting.
Instantaneously, I could tell how cold that water was just by his facial expressions and his reactions.
45 seconds.
Hey, talk to us. Come on. You're starting to turn blue.
Keep trying to move your
5,
feet.
4, 3, 2, 1. That's a minute.
Keep me down, keep me down. I hear 60 seconds. I knew that's what I wanted, but I wanted to see how far I could push it. I mean, that's what it's all about. Going where nobody's gone before.
A minute 15.
If you can't move your feet, it's time to come out.
I'm looking at Carrie's eyes, I'm looking at Jeff's eyes. I mean, they are the gauge for me. When I see that they're worried, I know that I need to be worried. And Dean just won't stop. He just wants to keep pushing.
I'm trying to get that blood flowing. I'm good.
This is too long.
Leave me in.
Dude, come on.
We're at 2.5 minutes.
We lost the safety. Tighten her up. What's our time?
2:45.
If you can't feel your feet, it's time to come out. You're more than double what you should be at, Dean.
Don't be a
Move
hero,
your
Dean.
feet.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay,
That's
let's
3
go, let's go.
minutes.
Okay? Hey, what? Come on.
You okay?
Shit, Jeff, he's turning blue already.
To prepare for the Viking funeral escape, Dean is doing a polar dip in a frozen lake. He's pushing himself to extremes to prepare for the conditions when diving into the North Atlantic in Iceland.
You have to push past your instincts, push past your fear.
What?
Get me out of here! You're crazy.
I didn't want to do any damage to my body. I got out, I was cold, but 3 minutes, that puts me in a good spot inside. Now I can concentrate on just getting off the boat.
Today was a huge success, but when he's in Iceland, there's going to be so many more factors to put in. A burning boat, freezing cold water, darkness, there's just so much going on. If this is what Iceland is going to be like, I'm just happy that I'm not going to be there to have to deal with it.
It's the day before the Viking funeral escape to celebrate the Icelandic Winter Festival. Time to meet with Dean's old friend and promoter, Fahad, for a sight rehearsal.
Fahad, hey!
Hey, Dean.
Man, how are you?
How are you? Good to see you, man. Good. Everything is set up. The boat is great. All your instructions have been fulfilled and ready to row. The boat that we have is going to be moving.
I tell you, that water looks pretty cold, though.
It's not a swimming pool, you know.
Yeah,
so the
no,
waves
I
that
see.
you see here, they're real waves, and you're going to be moving on it. And it's not going to be a secure situation.
Let's take a look at the boat.
Just around the corner over here.
Good. Yeah, man.
You just had to do this in Iceland, didn't you, Dean?
Permission to come aboard.
Yeah, please. It's kind of wavy, you know.
This is really unsteady.
This is where you're going to jump over the fire.
That's going to be the hard part. We're going to get tied up on shore. You guys are going to tie me up to this mast with the big heavy stuff. We need an anchor point. Is this where we can put the sword?
Wherever you like it.
Okay, so that sword is actually going to stay put until he pulls it out?
Yes, yes.
It's not going to move, okay.
Cut the rope.
And this is your exit?
I got to go right through the fire to get into the icy water. The days here are so short. I don't know how they get anything done. We've got to get this done before it's dark.
My focus right now is getting this thing done right. Boat's going everywhere. I'm having a bit of a time doing this. The sword is not fitting in the block properly. It's freaking me out because this is Dean's only lifeline to get off this friggin' boat.
While the guys get to work, typical of Iceland, a windstorm is on the move towards them.
The thing about the weather is that we have two storm fronts. One is dying down, and there's a new one coming in.
We can't do it in that kind of wind, you know. It has to come down a bit. We have to be safe.
I know the wind is really bad right now. We're doing a test on the fire, and I mean, the fire is blowing back. Like, I could feel it. My eyebrows were heating up. My skin was heating up. I wasn't envisioning being this close to the fire.
And if the wind is blowing this way, you know, the fire is going up here.
Hey, Jeff, we're really gonna have to watch this, man. You see how close the fire is? The fire is gonna be all along there. And especially if the wind is pulling the heat back to me, you guys are really gonna have to keep an eye on me. I don't know, the Viking gods, they're making this as difficult for me as possible.
It's windier than all hell right now, and it's getting worse.
I'm a little concerned about, you know, about your safety in general, you know, because this is going to be really, really hot.
I mean, obviously that's a concern for me, right? I mean, I don't want the dry suit to melt on me. I mean, that's worst case scenario.
So we might be able to wet it down.
I am very inclined to call it off.
Let's just wait. Let's get everything ready. If Mother Nature shines on us when we get that little window, boom, we'll be ready. Let's roll the dice. Let's hope for that window, man. We can do it.
Okay, man, we'll do our best, but, you know, it's your funeral.
I gotta go right.
A windstorm in Iceland may force Dean to postpone his Viking escape. But Dean is having none of it and is pushing forward with preparations, starting with a sword lesson.
I gotta get the Vikings to teach me how to use this, how to use it safely, how to use it properly, how to slice off that rope from my ankle without cutting off my ankle. We're here in the heart of Viking culture to learn what I need to learn to be a Viking. You know, I look up, they're towering over me. I mean, they're huge. This is a real Viking. So can you teach me how to use this? How a Viking would use it?
We will do our best to show you how to use the sword. Yeah.
So what do I need to learn?
While Dean works on his swordsmanship, Jeff and Carrie discuss the wind speeds and dangers to Dean.
So Jeff pulled me down to the shoreline here, and we had a look at the water. I mean, there's crazy whitecaps, the wind's coming off. There's so many problems that exist with this escape.
He's pumped. He wants to do this. We really have to be prepared for this.
I thought we were well prepared by the time we left home, but now I'm seriously reconsidering everything. That's not the place I think we want to be, but
I was not prepared for all this sleet and rain. There's a lot of wind, and with all that fire on the boat, Dean could be in some major trouble.
Relax in your wrist.
Let it flow.
Let it flow, yeah. I think it's not going to be a problem for him. No, the sword is good. Sharp. Sharp and perfectly balanced. Yeah. I think the rope will go in one blow.
You know, I wasn't sure what they would think when they saw my sword. I mean, this is the first sword John ever made. But they were actually impressed with the balance and weight of John's sword.
Dean needs to come one with the sword, so he don't chop his leg off.
So attack?
Yeah, attack me.
Then.
And then the finish.
Wow.
All in the wrist, extension of your arm.
Right.
When I saw Dean with the sword, he looked pretty natural with it. By making him understand that the sword is an extension on your arm, then he got it.
You know, it's taken a lifetime to master, but I'm starting to feel more comfortable with it.
He realized the sword is part of him. Maybe that's also going to increase his courage.
My sword is going to be my lifeline to escape and get out to that ocean. They felt my courage. Having their support behind me gives me the world of confidence. I really feel I got a better chance at this.
I would like to give you this to wear for your escape. A Viking cloak.
Wow, this is great. Thank you guys so much. This will keep me warm up until I jump into the ocean. But I'll be ready.
Yeah, I think that Dean has Viking courage. You can feel it when you're around him.
Hold in!
You know he's gonna do it no matter what. He's not even thinking about the conditions.
We have to expect the unexpected, you know, the wind, the rain, the snow. It's gonna be a handful. I don't care what Dean says. If it's not safe for him, we're not doing it.
Okay?
It's escape day, and Dean's up early, keeping an eye on the wind speed and weather conditions.
This escape is dangerous enough as it is. You throw in gale force winds, it's a disaster. It's just a bad situation, but you can't control Mother Nature. I didn't come here just to watch a snowstorm and a blizzard. I came here to work. I'm here to escape, and I'm gonna do it.
Under Dean's orders, everyone hurries to prep for the escape.
We just have to pray to the gods, weather-wise.
You see the clouds over there?
Yeah, I know it's looking bad.
We really have to move on, you know, or we're gonna be doomed. That's how it goes here in Iceland. It happens really fast, you know, and then all hell breaks loose.
I'm in the process of loading explosives on the boat right now.
Dean's decided. He's moving ahead with the escape despite the weather warnings. The crowd arrives, and so does the storm. It's escape time.
You guys know what to do. Come on, let's have some noise! Come on, guys, make some noise!
Dean Gunnarson! Thank everybody for coming out today on such a beautiful day. The only way for me to escape the boat is to swim to safety in the icy cold water. Are you guys ready?
You got your sword, and you tie this around your neck. Everything's going through my mind. Anything and anything that could go wrong, what can I do? Once I tied him on that boat and I'm on shore, there's really nothing I can do. 1, 2,
3, go! Dean is in Reykjavik, Iceland, attempting to escape from a burning Viking funeral pyre. The storm has picked up, the wind blowing the flames dangerously close. The ropes are gone. Next, he must cut an untieable knot with his sword and swim to safety before the boat blows up.
All of a sudden, there's a big explosion right beside Dean. I'm waiting for him to jump and jump. Let's go, go, go! I swear there had to be fire right on his heels.
Dean escapes the flames, but now has to battle the frigid North Atlantic Ocean.
Swim to the ring! I was looking, I thought maybe there'd be more people down there to help me, and there's so much chaos. Carrie was up top. I was just like, what do I do? I didn't think I would even be able to do it. I had to just give it all I could to literally drag him up onto the dock.
It was almost like this thing was meant to be.
God.
Storm comes through, whips everything up again. It's absolute chaos. He stayed in the pocket. He managed to pull this thing off, and I couldn't love him more for it, man. He did it like a boss. He came here to give the people in Iceland a show, and he delivered, period.
Did you like that? Long live Iceland!
Time to eat.
You sure did it up.
Yeah, this is the place. Real Viking food.
Hey, I just wanted to thank you guys, man, for sticking through and doing this thing today.
I can't even believe that actually happened.
Thank you guys, man.
Thank you. Wow. What's that smell?
It's the shark, and you eat the shark, and then you drink the brännvin, snaps.
And what kind of shark is it?
It's a big one.
A big one.
When in Rome, do as the Romans.
Killing me.
When in Iceland, do as the Vikings.
Oh, man. Cheers. Deeper
Another
dive.
great escape.
All right. Diving in.
It's got kick.
It's not bad once you get past the smell of it. It's actually kind of tasty.
Anybody that can live in this country, man, it's tough as nails. You really had to be focused here. You really had to be on. This an escape was like a really emotional escape. There was just so much stress involved and difficulties, and I finally did it, and I got out of that water, and it was like, wow, I did it. For more Escape or Die, go to oln.ca.